So like a few years ago, around 2021, I was really trying to learn how to do storytelling and all that. So at that time in my life, I was just weirdly obsessed with writing stories and everything. I wrote a few good stories back then, even though my siblings found it cringe. But I was just obsessed with like writing all these stories on fiction and everything. And when I was watching all these tutorials on YouTube, like how to write stories, how to tell stories in an interesting way and all that, there was this point they kept repeating: show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. And even though this video, I'm not going to teach you how to tell a story. I'm not really learned it yet. But basically, let me just tell you one little thing I've noticed about these stories. Like, there's usually like a general plan, like a general adventure, a general mission. Then the character wants to get to the other end to, get this thing, and he just thinks it's going to be A to B. Basically, that's like the story. But when it goes, instead of just A to B, we have to go to C, then D, then E, then F, then G, then go around and around and around. When it now eventually gets to B, we still get here, but we'll not get there the way you expected to get there, and you'll be a changed person. Like, that's just the summary of it. It's a lot more complicated. But basically, the point I'm trying to make with the show, don't tell, or the point they were trying to make is, when you're telling a story, you don't want to just tell them. So for example, let's assume a scene now, and the guy woke up in the night. So if you are telling, you just say he woke up in the night and he was scared. That's basically telling. But if you are showing, you'll be like everywhere was very silent, but the only thing that was making noise was the thudding of his feet. Then there was a vigorous shaking in the blankets, and the blanket was shaking very well. Then we looked under the sheets, and it was Thompson. Thompson was shivering terribly, as if there was a very serious wind and something, and the sweat was running down his body as if he just jumped in a pool. Then no, I didn't say that one. Let's say it again. So sure I get the point. Maybe I'll edit it. Well, let's do it like this again. So the first one is just like he woke up in the night and he was scared. So the second one, the room was very quiet, but the only thing that was making noise was the thudding of Thompson's feet. And this had been going on now for almost 30 minutes. And he wasn't just thudding his feet, he was struggling rigorously in his blanket. Sweat drenched down his body as if he had just jumped in the pool and got out. Struggling as if somebody was choking him. Could hardly breathe. But then he found out it was just a dream. It was another one of those nights with nightmares again. He looked over to his right and looked at his alarm clock, and it was just 2 a.m. And now I wondered what he was going to do till 6 that he had to go back to school. So you see the difference there. Obviously, I didn't say this when I'm very sure it sounded cringe. But the first one was just, he woke up in the night and he was scared. Like, it was just basic. But when you show, you like make it a lot more detailed. So how does this relate to what this video is about? I'm not, like I said before, I'm not trying to teach you about storytelling. I've barely learned it myself. Sometimes I still want to get significantly better at it. But many times in life, we like to tell. We don't like to show. We like to tell. And I'm very guilty of this. I'm not just saying this because, I'm better than you and everything. I'm very good. Like, I like to tell a lot. So I want to do this. I want to achieve this. I want to achieve this. But the more, like, what is a lot more powerful, just like the story I described now, is the showing part. So let me just tell you this story. See what I did here. Let me tell you this story. So around last year, I can't remember the time, maybe like September or something. So me and my elder brother, many times we just like to randomly talk about business models that we would like to try, that we'll probably never do in our lifetime. So one of the business models that came up in our minds was like starting a game store or something like that, where like, since we're in university and all that, and we live in campus, like, if we can start a game shop, like, it will really be dope, like, to sell like crazy, because everybody, like, guys like playing games and all that. But we're like, we don't have location. He has like a PS3 and all that, but we were just like, you just have PS3, you need like PS4, whatever. And we're like, yeah, that's true. But it was not like, wait, what if we carry the PS3 and put it in the hostel? Because boys hostel especially, like, a lot of people will rush it. And we just thought about it, like, yeah, very good idea, but all these portals, they will come and be disturbing us, who won't want to play PS3, blah blah blah. So we just discarded, like, it was just like a casual conversation. So So few weeks after that, yeah, let's say a few weeks or maybe max a month, I came home one day to this our student's house and everything, and I didn't see the PS3 in the parlor again. The thing didn't even come to my mind. I thought maybe he went to carry it for repair, I went to install game or something like that. So it didn't even come. I didn't even think, like, I didn't know what happened to it, and I basically didn't care. So, but what shocked me was let's say after that time that he carried it away, another few weeks / months later. So I saw one of my old roommates when I used to be in that hostel. We just casually chatted, greeted each other and everything. But what he told me was what shocked me was now, like, my brother is actually a really good businessman. That my brother put the game in the hostel there and he's going to make money. Then it was then I had the light bulb moments that fuck. So after we had that conversation, I actually went and implemented this thing. And the respect for my brother just grew, because even till this day as I'm recording this video, he still hasn't told me, like, we just go to the parlor and we just basically see the game is no longer there. But he still didn't tell me that, like, he basically going to put it in the hostel. It's like, because I haven't heard it from somebody else. And also sometimes when I look at his status, it will be showing this like football challenge thing that's related to playing games and all that. So that's why I just knew. But that's like a very good example of show don't tell. Like, imagine him telling me something like, oh, just like that business is, imagine him telling me like, oh, I want to start this business. Like, of course, you know, you're good and all that, but imagine the much more effect he had on me when he actually did it. He showed me, he didn't tell me. So that's like the point I'm trying to make. And another thing again I noticed is like, people will just respect him. Like I said, my respect for him just increased because he actually did it and it was impressive. Like, people will just respect you more when you do more and say less. And that's one thing, like I said, I'm guilty of doing less and saying more. But I want to start switching towards doing more and saying less, because people just respect you significantly more. Like, imagine you and your friend just casually chat. Like, let's assume you have a fat friend. So let's assume there are two versions of this your fat friend, or you have two fat friends. The first one is like, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to be jacked and everything, and he tells you about it every day. People sit down and talk about workouts and everything, but he never actually does any workouts, never ever in his life. And the other one, maybe one day you people just like talk about it, or you know, he gets laughed at, or both of them get laughed at, like they mock them for being fat and all that. And you just notice, like, maybe after 2 months, this guy just significantly less, like significantly slimmed down. Like, your respect for him will increase significantly more because he didn't even tell you nothing. And let's assume you haven't been seeing this guy every single day. So every day people go to the same class or the same job or whatever. But all of a sudden you just notice this guy really has 6 packs now. Like, your respect for this guy is going to literally 10x compared to the guy that's telling you every single day, oh, I'm going to start working out, oh, I'm going to start, and yes, still does nothing. And let's assume he even actually works out. Like, of course you will still respect him, but compared to the guy that literally just went ghost, just went mysterious, like just vanished and came back with results. Like, I don't know, that's just, to me, that just feels more masculine. Just feels like, just feels real, feels good. So basically, show don't tell. Like I said, this is something me myself I'm guilty of, and I'm trying to do more of as well. I want to stop telling people my plans. It's part of the reason, one of, like, I'm not going to upload it yet, so when the time is right you will know. But one video series I'm doing now, before I would like to like upload every single day 3 videos a day, blah blah blah, but I just noticed, like, I'm basically telling, I'm not showing. So the new plan now is to like record that video every 5 days, so at least like there's something I've done, there's something to show you, not just tell you what I plan to do. So show don't tell. People will respect you significantly more, and you'll make more progress to your goals.